is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. No, really, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Is it Hanukkah already? What else is going on here? But Merry Christmas. Happy birthday to me. Just turned 76. And I want to thank Joe Roberts from Pennsylvania and Brandon from Washington and Jeff from Florida. And Scott got sick, so Scott didn't join us. But my God, did we have a great birthday. Critters were tipping over at a record pace. We are disconnecting pump station on unsuspecting herbivores, gutting them, turning them into family-sized portions, and adding heat for the ultimate spirit protein. Uncle Ted's 76th birthday. It is a riot. If you want to book a hunt with me, if you think you can handle it, you have to wear Kevlar pantyhose wrapped around your face. I'm so much fun. I scare people. Anyhow, go to tednugent.com or email paul@tednugent.com. Email paul@tednugent.com or toby@tednugent.com, or I suppose linda@tednugent.com, or Farnsworth McGillicuddy. No, that's not actually one of them. But anyhow, thank you for all the love on my birthday. And Shemaine's new book can be pre-ordered. It's an amazing book, Abundantly Well. You know, finally, we're going to make America healthy again. It's about time. So Robert Kennedy Jr. and Donald Trump and people with a heart and soul and a brain are repeating what Shemaine and I have said for the last 40 years. Actually, we've been married for 36 years. The poor woman. Oh, that poor woman. So Abundantly Well by Shemaine Nugent. You can pre-order at Amazon.com. A wonderful gift, even though it won't be ready for a while. But we have a wonderful guest on the show because I love people who raise hell and just exercise an uninhibited, flame-throwing First Amendment right from God, guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. And we have Tony. Tony is going to join us here. Tony DeGusipe. And he's a host of, what a great thing to be a host of. I got it written down here. In fact, I'll let him tell you. He's the host of Bullets to Bibles. Now, in my family, I'm the bullets and Shemaine is the Bibles. Tony, welcome to the Spirit Campfire. Is my Spirit Campfire special, and do you deserve me or what?
Ted, thanks for having me. I'm incredibly honored. I don't deserve you, but I'm just ecstatic to be on here. Thank you so much.
Well, Tony, give us a rundown of why you exercise your First Amendment, how we got into this embarrassing era of America, how November 5th was the turning point, and how you've always stood up for what America finally voted for on November 5th this year. That's what your Bullets to Bibles. I mean, that really is an important combination of words because we are a Christian, a Judeo-Christian God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, Golden Rule, good over evil, law and order. That's really the Bible part, and the bullets is how we get it. Tony, take it away. Where
Absolutely.
are you coming from? You're a combat veteran. I'm proud to share truth, logic, and common sense at the Spirit Campfire with you.
Yeah, thanks again. Thanks for having me, Ted. I mean, huge lifelong fan. So, I was 25 years in the Army. I flew Cobras, Hueys, Apaches, and Longbow Apaches. I've got combat under my belt, and all through my life, I felt there was a calling, and I felt like the calling was then combat. And then, as my life progressed and maturity sat in, and a story of Saul to Paul, I felt like the Bibles was my next journey. And, after watching what goes on in the country, the technology override, the continuous mind over matter skunk works that goes on with the media right now. I mean, it's horrible. And I think we have to get back to the basics with God. I mean, a lot of us still read the Bible. A lot of us still live the Bible, but I just don't understand, what God means to you, what God might mean to other people around you that are in critical pain. I mean, spiritually, physically, what have you. And my ministry that I'm putting together is it's an outreach program to go to the VA hospitals, to go to the elderly care homes, to go to the streets, to go to the churches, and to tell them, hey, these are the things I've learned in my life. This is how I can relate to you. A person that abused alcohol, a person that's, abused themselves throughout the years. I could blame it on PTSD. I could blame it on a lot of things, but I can certainly relate to them. And what I've learned in my schools, education, and also reading the Bible and being around people is, you have a physical mind and you have a spiritual mind, physical heart, spiritual heart. You have to start thinking with your spiritual mind and loving with your spiritual heart, but don't forget about the physical tools that God gave you. And going back to the bullets part of it, yeah, I fought with bullets my entire life. But the bottom line is you have to protect with those bullets now, and you have to absolutely outreach with Bibles. And that's the mantra of what I'm doing right now, Ted. And
well, Tony, it can be summed up when you talk bullets to Bibles. I mean, it really is. You can only continue a Christian-based society if you're willing to fight and shoot evil. And let's talk about the ultimate manifestation of that statement, bullets to Bibles, when our prayers to God for Donald Trump turned his head away from a bullet. I'm getting emotional talking about this, Tony. That was the manifestation of what you're talking about. God is in charge of our country, and he turned Donald Trump's head away from a bullet in Butler, Pennsylvania, and the failure of our DOJ almost got him killed at the golf course in Florida. So right now, Tony, nothing is more important than continue increasing our prayers that brought us the November 5th landslide victory of good over evil. It's not a good idea over bad ideas. The Democrat Party isn't bad ideas. They are evil. It literally is a satanic cult that thinks that men should be able to enter women's locker rooms, and we have to pay for men's gender, surgery in prisons. And so we put men in women's prisons. These are supposedly fellow human beings that are making these decisions. So, Tony, God bless you. You sound like my wife, Shemaine. Every morning I get up, whether I'm getting ready to go duck hunting or deer hunting, she's on the deck with the little fire going, Bible study. My wife, Shemaine, she has a Faith and Freedom, Real America's Voice. You've got to join her on that, because it really, and she preaches the Bible, peace, love, God, family, country, but she carries a gun. There is not a separation of those two, because those people died in Madison, they died at Parkland, they died at Columbine, because somebody made the choice to be unarmed and helpless. And if we want to stop mass shootings, do what Ted Nugent does. Get up in the morning, put it on a clean handkerchief, put on your belt knife, put on your pocket knife, put in your ID, my hearing aids, and a gun and extra magazines. If you don't go forward armed and capable, you have chose to be a victim. Let's cut this crap out. Teachers, you mean your discomfort with firearms is more important than saving students' lives? That's your decision? Shame on you. Is that not true, Tony, what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Ted, spot on. And I call them the zombies of hate, because they are. They hate our way of life. They hate our freedoms, our constitutional rights, and they hate God. They have to hate God to be the people that they are right now. So, yeah, I mean,
well, Tony,
exactly
you know how much I love you, warriors. Greg Stubbe, Green Beret, John Wayne Walding, these guys they go out and they preach. They're always helping vets. I've got to get a system. We got so many wonderful veterans charities. I work with all of them, but we have to have a hotline that any veteran kills himself today is an indictment to the failures of our society to stop this curse. So God bless you, Tony. Your program is Bullets to Bibles, and it's on YouTube, and I suppose people can Google and figure out to do it. But all I can tell you is that I work hand in hand, heart in heart, spirit in spirit. And am I the only guitar player, the only TV hunting host that constantly references the physics of spirituality? The physics of spirituality. You can't pursue real happiness without the combination of the physical gift from God and the spirit connection to the untouchable that is God, but he will hear our prayers. Am I doing pretty good for the author of Wango Tango?
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
So if Ted Nugent can do this, nobody has an excuse. Quit with the excuses. And you said that you made weak decisions in your life with substance abuse. Thank you for finding the strength. You heard me talking about the Hillsdale County Drug Court, where they invited the guitar player in to congratulate those who chose strength over weakness, and they're clean and sober. We have armies. Every state, every city, every municipality should have this system where they have a counselor per abuser to help guide them to the strength they have, if they would pray for the strength to take over so they stop with the weak stupidity. I'm telling you, it's not difficult. People will go, well, it's difficult. No, it's not. Look in the mirror and go, hey, you, cut it out. Starting today, cut it out. Am I right?
Spot on. You know, Ted, you've been an incredible role model. I remember in 1977, sitting in a front seat of a pickup truck. I'm a little younger than you. Sitting in a front seat of a pickup truck, and the first rock and roll song that I ever heard was Snakeskin Cowboys. And from that point forward, I'm like, what is this? Let me pull my pants up and let's get on the board here. And the more I followed you in your career, the more even when I was in combat, listening to you, listening to Damn Yankees, I was like, this guy doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't do the other stuff. I'm like, okay, this is, from a morality perspective, this is how I want to live. And, you know, Ted, honestly, you've been a role model to a lot of us guys that have toted bullets and guns throughout our entire careers. So thank you for what you've done, brother.
Well, Tony, we got 1 second left. I love you. Merry Christmas. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Memorial Day. Happy Independence Day every day. Tony, we're going to talk off the air. I love America.